Now, the African Union says only a speedy improvement of living conditions on the continent will stem migration to Europe and other parts of the developed world. The chair of the AU Commission, Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, spoke as she met French President Francois Hollande in Paris.
With a migration wave that shows no sign of abating, Europe is grappling with what is billed as one of its greatest crises in modern times. And adding to the influx from Syria and other troubled parts of the world are the dangerous journeys made by thousands of migrants from Africa, many of them fleeing poverty or war or simply seeking new opportunities. And that crisis dominated discussions between the French president and the AU chief. Hollande acknowledged what is slowly becoming conventional wisdom, that the influx of the refugees is not the real problem, but rather a symptom.
Cette rencontre entre l'Europe et l'Afrique, l'Afrique et l'Europe.
This meeting between Europe and Africa and Europe will affect migration, and we want to not simply prevent these people from coming, but actually come up with a plan that will work on the root cause of this phenomena and act at the source of migration, and so it entails putting in place a large development policy.
Et donc, ça suppose de mettre en place une grande politique de développement.
The number of Africans migrating to Europe each year is unclear, but it is believed that between 5 million and 8 million immigrants from Africa now live in Europe. The African Union chair says conditions in Africa must change for this trend to be reversed.
Immigration is as old as human beings, and it will continue. But for us, it's important that we create conditions in Africa where Africans leave Africa out of choice, not out of desperation. And so we need to look at how do we skill these young people, how do we create jobs for the young people, and how do we empower them to create jobs themselves.
She criticized the growing trend in some European countries to erect walls to keep the refugees out.
We think that if we just concentrate too much on the security side, we will not succeed to deal with this problem in the medium and in the long term. Because we've seen, history has taught us that there's no high wall that can stop people. There are no fences that can stop people. We need to deal with the conditions on the ground in their country, in our countries.
France is pledging to get more involved in resolving conflicts such as the one in the Central African Republic and Burkina Faso. Joageyo, KTN News.